Welcome once again to Truly St. Mary's, the channel that presents issues from a saintly perspective. Today, I'll be taking a saintly view at that interview granted the Honest Bunch podcast by Mr. Peter Obi, precisely the portion where he referred to the church as unproductive. I will be giving my honest to God opinion. That is my take from that discussion. When the interview first came out, I only saw clips of it from some channels I follow and the heated debate in the comment sections for and against. I also watched some pastors condemn that interview vehemently. And I was upset, very upset. Why would Peter Obi say such a thing about the church? I said to myself, are we not his major support base? Or does he have another? Why will he call us unproductive? So after supporting him now, we have become unproductive, right? Then I went to the channel to watch the whole video. It was quite long, but not boring at all. And I laughed in some places along with the interviewers because Peter Obi has a way of making his life story sound funny, but there are serious implications. There are some serious, what we call instructions that are involved in some of those funny stories. I watched the whole video and I got a different perspective from what has been trending. And I'm going to state them here now. But first, let's just watch that portion of the video so that we can understand perfectly and go along with this conversation.
Breed poverty. That's not that's not leadership. Everybody before me spoil.
What I observed from watching the whole video is that Peter Obi wasn't really telling the church people that they are unproductive because they pray. Because prayer can never be too much. Let's face it, the situation we find ourselves right now, the forces that are gathered and aligned against the people are very formidable. We need serious intentional prayers to counter whatever spiritual something that's brewing in the atmosphere. Otherwise, we are doomed forever. What I understand Peter Obi is saying is that if given the chance to direct the affairs of this country, that he will turn night vigil to night shift. That means he will create the conducive environment for night shift to thrive. This is because you cannot force anybody to come out of night vigil when the opportunity for night shift is not there. Do you want the person to be wandering in the dark? So when people find that they can get the opportunity to have night shift, they will go there. And night vigil after night vigil becomes less and less attractive. I also heard some who say that why did Peter Obi not talk to the Muslims who they feel are the really unproductive ones? They go to the mosque morning, afternoon, and evening, even right into the night. And some of them, the only productive thing they do is to kill people for survival. So they say, no, why Peter Obi not face them? And all he's talking about and focusing on is on the church that has supported him and rallied around him. And some of them feel betrayed and insulted. that he has insulted the church by those statements. But I see differently. I see the view from a different perspective. And we're going to see it right now. Yes, I see what Peter Obi said as a call to wake up the church from being docile. Just like what Donald Trump did before the 2016 election in America. Trump woke up the evangelicals and galvanized them into action. The evangelicals in America at that time had been pushed out of the scheme of things and made to feel like second-class citizens in a country that was built on Christian ideals. In fact, they had lost every sense of being relevant. Christianity was seen as a bad religion, as a bad thing to practice, and anybody that talked about Christianity was seen as off. It was opposed at every turn. This caused the evangelicals to withdraw and isolate themselves. They practically handed over their country to ungodliness. Many of them were so demoralized that they were just waiting for Jesus Christ to just reappear so that they could save them, deliver them from the degradation and take them home to heaven. Until Donald Trump showed up and gave them a reason to love their country again and to fight for it. Trump promised to fight for Christianity and to make America great again. Although he wasn't a serious, committed Christian at that time, unlike Peter Obi, but he knew that if the country was not taken out of the hands of the liberal, progressive elements that were running it before, that the country was going to crash. Everything that was glorious about America was being destroyed. America was becoming unrecognizable. And so he began to speak to the evangelicals in so many words. Trump knew that only the Christians could do it if properly motivated. So he began to wake them up. I am going to read an extract of his speech given by Donald Trump in January 2016 at Liberty University, the biggest Christian institution in the whole world. Let's see it. We are going to protect Christianity. And if you look at what's going on throughout the world, if you are a Christian, they are chopping off heads. Christianity is under siege. I'm a Protestant, very proud of it. Other religions, frankly, they are banding together. If you look at this country, it's got to be 70%, 75% Christian. Some people say even more. The power we have, somehow we have to unify. We have to band together. Our country has to do that around Christianity. Well, it looks like a different rhetoric with Peter Obi, but they carry the same idea. So we'll be looking at what Peter Obi said. In later videos, we are going to be discussing how the American church, who regarded themselves as a moral majority, were able to pop up themselves to support a man that was seen as a liar and immoral to all the way to win 3 elections. So despite all the criticisms, the evangelicals stood solidly with Donald Trump and they supported him to the end and are still supporting him. That goes to tell you that once or when the church makes up its mind to do anything, no gate of hell can prevail against it. Now, if the church in America was sleeping, then the church in Nigeria is comatose. and needs to be revived. We are not talking big churches now. We are talking individuals. Those who love, those who are Christians, and those who are not, but love and practice the Christian ideas. Let no one deceive you. The population of Christianity in Nigeria is huge, bigger than any other religion, but they try to suppress this truth. More than 60% of the inhabitants of the north are Christians and growing. That's why they try to decimate that number by eliminating Christians and burning churches. Even now, the federal government and some state governments, including the Supreme Court, are all joined together to suppress the growth of Christianity. And you are there, still wanting to sleep or to fall asleep. You better wake up. You better wake up. To wake up, you need to understand what is keeping you in that state of perpetual sleepiness. To wake up is the very first step to productivity. So we're going to find out what is keeping the church in that mode of sleepiness and wake ourselves up. As revealed in Genesis chapter 11, verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. So God acknowledged here that whatever a unified people decide to achieve, they will decide to do, they will achieve it. So even though in this particular portion of the Bible, the people were planning to build a tower and a city that will reach up to heaven, and it was a bad thing, and so God confounded their language and caused them to, and disorganized them and caused them to scatter all over the world. But it is very possible, as God said, as God has remarked about it, that once the people make up their mind to do something, to be unified, and because we are talking about making Nigeria great, it's a good thing, and I believe that it will see the blessings of God. So we're going to be looking at part 2 of this topic next week. We're going to be seeing the 3 major reasons why that makes the church unproductive. And I believe you will join me and you will watch and share this video, share it, comment and like, because we need to move Nigeria forward, and only Christians can do that. We'll see you at the next video. Thank you.